everybody. So I just wanted to give you a quick kind of walkthrough of the classroom now that it's a little more set up. At this point, you should have gone through the content section with all of the getting started links. If you have any questions about those, feel free to email me or hop on to the Zoom and ask me. What I just kind of wanted to explain really quickly here was about the pacing of the course and the way that I specifically put information out for you guys to follow. So when you go to the homepage, one of the first things you're going to see is these announcements. I do 2 announcements every week. For your class, I'll be doing them on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's when you want to look out for them. You can see that I have week 1, part 2. So next announcement on Wednesday will be week 1. I'm sorry, this is week 1, part 1. On Wednesday, it'll say week 1, part 2. And then this is, it'll have, like a little explanation of what I'm talking about. And this is going to be pretty much the format every single time. You'll have a list of all of the things that are due in the upcoming week. You'll have an explanation of tasks for Wednesday. And then you'll have some readings for Wednesday. So you can see that one of your tasks is to look over the linked readings. Basically, what these things do is they break down and they pace the information for you and sort of divide it up for you according to this schedule that if you look to the getting started, you should have already seen. If you look here under Unit 1, schedule. If you look at week 1, which is the week we're currently in, you can see that there is a section called learning materials, and these are all of the learning materials we're going to cover, the activities and or practices, and the assignments. So what I do in the announcements is I parse this out so that you have a schedule to follow that's a little less overwhelming, and it also should follow along with the way that I've had things due. So you can see that this brainstorming discussion board is one of the first things you have to do. The topic and thesis assignment is one of the second things that you'll have to do. So I've given a little bit of space in between these things. And what I've tried to do in the first part of the week is give you readings that will help you here. And the second part of the week, I'm going to include some readings that can help you with the topic and thesis assignment. And I may also give you some individual information, maybe a video, maybe a link to a resource. So I mention that because one of the things I'm doing here is pacing you guys. So I always have all of the assignments open. They're available. You can go in and look at them. You can even submit to them, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend submitting all of your assignments at once because as you can see, you have this finalized topic and thesis assignment. That's not due until Sunday. I'm probably going to include more resources about that on Wednesday. Right now, I'm including a bunch of resources that are going to help you with the critical thinking and brainstorming discussion board, like these 3 readings. So that you can kind of get an idea of what you might need before you actually start the assignment. So even though the assignments are open, I wouldn't recommend finishing every single assignment in the unit, particularly because if you look at the way that the drafts work, the finalized topic and thesis assignment is going to help you write your outline. And then your outline feedback is going to help you with the draft of your personal essay writing assignment. So if you do them all at the same time, you're going to miss out on some feedback. The same goes with like the discussion boards. If you want to work a little bit ahead and you think you can do it, by all means do it. But don't be surprised if a couple days before the actual discussion board is due, I give some more in-depth advice about the assignment as the due date looms. So just be aware of kind of the pacing of it. I use the announcements, I split them into 2, information on Mondays and Wednesdays. Your due dates are going to be Thursdays and Sundays with the occasional Tuesday. I think it's almost always Thursdays though. It's almost always Thursdays and Sundays that your information is going to be due. And that's one way to kind of pace the information and pace the course. If you have any questions about that, you can always hop on the Zoom. So the other thing I wanted to talk about right now is the Zoom. I mentioned that we'll be doing the Zoom on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9:30 to 10:50. If those time slots don't work for you, let me know. I did not have anybody come today, so make sure that you're introducing yourself on the introduction board as well. If there's some kind of issue going on and you tried to come and it didn't work, by all means, email me and let me know. Because I want to make sure this section of the class is new where the Zoom link is integrated. So I want to make sure that it's connecting. I want to make sure that everything's working properly. So any issue that you're noticing with technology, let me know about that as well. When you come on to this Zoom, it's office hours from 9:30 to 10:50 for this class. And the purpose is really just for you to ask any questions, me to check in with you. If you're the kind of person who prefers to have somebody go over the announcements a little bit more in depth, that's the kind of thing that I am willing to do during the office hours. So it's not like you need to sign in at 9:30 on the dot. You could come at 10. You could come at 10:20. I don't care. But it is a time where you can hop on and have like a face-to-face interaction with me if you have any questions that you don't think are answered in the class or could be answered through an email. So that's just a little bit of information. And then the other place, the last thing I'm going to talk about widget-wise, this calendar widget has all of the due dates. And when you click on it, it'll take you to a description and link right to that. So these are all of the due dates. And if you look, they match here. So your weekly to-dos by Thursday, September 2nd, you want to post on this board, and you can see it popping up right here as well. So these are the places to look for that information more specifically in terms of dates. All right, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know.